What's good, football gamers? It's your boy Fan checking in with another College Football 25 YouTube video. And in this one, I found some cheese. While I was experimenting with recruiting, trying to do something completely different, I accidentally stumbled across this one extra thing you can do with a well-known ability that kicks it into loophole territory. I'll start by telling you what I was intending to do, and then I'll tell you what I actually did to wind up with 25 committed recruits in the preseason. Importantly, this is not a recruiting tutorial. This is just one bit of nasty business I found by mistake that I wanted to share with y'all. There are only 2 schools in the game that you can do this with right off the rip. That's Georgia and UNC. You can also do this with a created coach that's on a longer-term save file that has access to the CEO branch. But more on that in a second. Here goes the story. What I was trying to do was figure out a way to get my created coach the bundle discount advantages without ever having to pay for bundle discount in the first place. As you probably know, bundle discount decreases the cost of skills if another coach on staff has it. So I'd buy the discounted ability, compliments of the head coach's bundle discount, put some time in as a coordinator, stack up my skill points, and enjoy the value of that bundle discount, then hit the coaching carousel and look for a more proper coaching challenge. Basically, the plan was to boost and get the heck up out of Dodge. I wanted to speed run it, and one of the requirements to unlock the elite branch of the recruiter tree is to have 2 top recruiting classes. So I picked up the OC spot at Georgia, hit the recruiting trail, worked my ass off all year, and wound up fighting for the top recruiting class in the nation. The only problem was it took forever. I needed something easier. And from here, I think I can show you better than I can tell you. So here we are in the preseason of 2025 for the Georgia Bulldogs, ranked number 19. The AI lost a whole bunch of games as we were simming through last year, but this is what I want to show you. This is the point of the video. I'm calling it a loophole because I don't feel like it's working like it's intended to. I don't feel like you should be able to do this. I understand the CEO branch is supposed to be overpowered, but this feels a little ridiculous. As you can see here, we are 25 recruits into the year. We have verbally committed before we are out of the preseason. We are still indeed in the setup recruiting board and scout prospects phase of things. And just to catch somebody running to the comments, yes, we are working with the CEO Skill Dream School, which is a chance at an instant commit when offering a scholarship as someone's top school. That is where it starts, but it's what we do from there that starts to get a little bit nasty. Remember that the reason this came up in the first place was I was trying to find a way to speed run this whole process, stack up my abilities, and hit the coaching carousel. I'll make it as quick as possible, but I'm going to boot up a brand new dynasty with Georgia so I can show you this process. You can use UNC as well. The key is a lot of hours right up front. That's why I told you at the top of the thing, these are 2 schools you can do this with immediately, or a long-term save file that you have ground out. This is not for everybody. This is not for your 1-star school. I'm working on something to help y'all out as well, especially post-patch. That's in a pipeline. That is not what this is here. Let me reboot a new one, and I'll show you the cheese. Importantly, you have to pick a coordinator. You need to leave the head coach alone. He's got the ability that we're going to be working off of. And this in here could be dealer's choice. I like picking, if you want a super meta type of coach, something like South Florida for your pipeline, or Texas maybe. They're going to generate some of the best athletes. If you want to go storyline, like for my Rutgers dynasty, I just made my pipeline Big Apple and I'm going to figure it out. But for your meta choices here and to balance out the pipelines Georgia already has, I'm going to go ahead and pick South Florida. And I don't think this has anything to do with anything, but I'm also going to make our alma mater Florida, just in case there's some secret buff going on to some pipeline for where your alma mater was at, in my imagination. Signed our contract, and we're in. Now, to set expectations, don't forget that when I landed the 25 recruits in the preseason. I had spent some in my recruiting branch already because, like we were talking about, kind of the reason I discovered this in the first place is I was trying to take advantage of Coach Neil Hobbs here, has the CEO branch, and one of his abilities here is bundle discount, which is a discount on coach abilities when another coach has the same ability. So when we go to Coach Always Be Crutin, we took an offensive coordinator spot, and we'll tap into recruiter let's take a look. So in Coach Hobbs, he has 2, 2, 3, and 2. We're not worried about this 2. That's for kickers and punters. I don't think that's valuable to spend there. But 2, 2, and 3. So now, and just let's take a look also here in Coach Brooks. He has 3, 3, and 2. So there's some overlap there. I just want you to keep that in mind. If both coaches have the ability, then when you go to buy it, as you can see, you're getting it discounted by 2 skill points. So we can get 3 and 3 here, 3 and 3 here, and 3 and 3 also for D-backs right off the rip. That helped to get the big total of 25, as I had already spent in the value spots where I was getting help from bundle discount. So to moderate expectations, I'm just going to show you the process that I wound up going through with that, and we'll see how it works on truly year one, second one. So here we go in to set up our recruiting board, and I kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit already. The operative skill is going to be the head coach's skill in the CEO branch that allows a snap commit if you're the first on their interest board. That's where we want to start. I would like some snap commits, and then I'm going to show you what you do from there. We'll sort just on our recommended page by first interest, and because the point is to speed run a top class, not necessarily play with these guys. Remember, I want to hit the coaching carousel and get out of here. I'm also fine with recruiting 3 stars to Bama as well, and I think there's going to be a higher potential of a snap commit there too. So with it sorted by first interest, I am going down and I'm going to spam everybody on my recommended page. It's going to be a bunch of great pipelines, which is going to help as well. Because I'm just looking for numbers, I'm way less concerned with team need. And we've scrolled down, we've added 35. Last person we added here was Cariffi Pitts, right tackle, 1726. We'll try to remember that going forward, but really we have a good few firsts left on our board, so you'll want to keep that in mind. Now, back to our recruiting board. This bit was compliments of the YouTube chat, and you could use this, I mean, to start really any season. If you hold L2 and scroll up, it's kind of hidden a little bit, but you could find a needs scholarship heading, filter it by that, and then when you scroll in to offer the scholarship in the first place, it'll just take them off of this sort. So with no extra hands, you could just spam X all the way through, get all your scholarships offered, and give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and do that for 35 scholarships. And last one is offered. Beautiful. A little tedious, but you wanted easy, okay? Now, we'll scroll back to show all of our prospects, and we are hoping for some snap commits, and it looks like we got some. We have 1 4-star, 2 4-stars, 3 4-stars, 4 4-stars, 5 4-stars. There goes a 3. And there you have it. The last guy we added to our board was this guy, Cariffi Pitts here. So we have some snap commits, and now enter your nasty business. Because we have all of these hours, and all we can do here is add scholarships or scout, and I don't really care about scouting because I'm trying to speed run this process, I'm going to go through and remove anybody who did not snap commit to us from the board. Give me a second. And here is Cariffi Pitts removing his scholarship. We did lose 5 apiece, but with over 1,200 hours, who cares? So now we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snap commits. We're going to go back to add a prospect, and you could probably tell where I'm going with this now. I'm going to sort by interest here again. I will save you this part of the experimentation because I think we are probably thinking of the same thing right now, and you could take it a step further if you want to, but I'm nearly certain of this. I rolled, you could call it, about 5 times on a group of players who did not snap commit for me to see if with more tries, with more rolls, they might consider it later. I did 5 of these. If you want to do more for a bigger sample size, you're welcome to, but I was 0 for on all 5 attempts, getting somebody who did not snap commit to snap commit to me. It makes me think this might be weekly. You might be able to do this kind of same procedure maybe as often as every single week. I'm not sure. But essentially, a no is not going to change to a yes. But we remember where we left off on our list. We're still on recommended, and this is only the first tab that we could work with. And keep in mind, this is also truly year one, second one. I think it'll help a little bit if you kind of go through my progression of, kind of actually fighting through a recruiting year, getting some points up. I mean, I suppose just simming through to get a couple of levels, spending those on the buckets that are getting discounted for yourself. And then this process, I think, will be even more lethal because you're getting things like starting interest and your hours do more and such like this. So we're looking for where we left off. There's a commit, so we're still not there yet. And it was here. There he is, Carriffy Pitts. And we, from there, okay, so Pitts is actually our last first interest on the recommended tab. What we can do now is go to 5 stars. 5 stars are super unlikely to snap commit, and actually, we're not top on anyone's board. We're going to do the same process on 4-star commits sorted by interest. A lot of these are probably going to be overlap from that first pass that we took, but you're getting the idea. So I'm going to add everybody here that's first on the list. First in interest. Again, it's going to be a whole boatload of people that we already did on the recommended tab. Worst case is it just costs us an extra 5 hours and they're not really at a premium. So this will finish out the 4 stars. And predictably, we're going to be able to do this for 3 stars as well. Let's see if we get lucky. We're already looking pretty good on year 1 with 6 commits out of the gate. But let's do the same process with the scholarships to see if we pop 1 or 2 more before we go down to 3 stars. Okay, everyone got their scholarships. We're hoping to pop 1 or 2 more before we have to go back down to 3 stars for the same process. Let's go back to our big board. There's our 6 commits. Did we get lucky here? We did. Another 4-star commit there for us. Anybody else? We did. Athlete 4-star also committed. And a third one, 4-star wideout locked in. And 2 more at the bottom too. Face cam is blocking, but we got a wideout and an athlete down here. You see where I'm going with this? Let me clean this board one more time and we'll do the same thing for 3 stars. And last one is off. So now after cleaning the board for that first time, we're through the recommended tab 5 and 4 stars. We already have 11 commits to the class in the preseason, 10 4 stars and a 3 star. We didn't land any 5 stars. I think that would have been cool. I think you got more hope with a slightly better coach. But just to kind of finish the example here, let's do the same thing for 1 pass of 3 stars. I think they'll commit at a higher clip for us, although there might be less of them since we're a big school, and there is far less of them. So there's only 1, 2 that were in the first interest phase for. And interestingly enough, 2 and 1 star, I'll just show you one. I don't even want to come to town because we're too big of a school, which is interesting. But we could go back to the recruiting board, and we don't need to fast forward this one. Let's just see if we get a snap commit. No on the athlete, and also no on the kicker. That's okay. But 11 commits on a fresh, brand new file. Obviously the top in the class because we're the only people on the board. And you have almost 180 points of a head start to make the whole rest of the year much easier. When you're talking about the top recruiting class, it's by points. So it's to your advantage to try to get as many of your 35 scholarships fulfilled as you can, if that is your objective. There's going to be trade-offs though. It gets a little bit freaky when you now go to encourage transfers. You might be needing to encourage to transfer. You might need to be cutting 20 or so people because you are bringing in so many athletes. So is this sustainable? Probably not. Is this the way to speed run to 2 top recruiting classes? I think absolutely, because now you could spend all this balance of hours instead of working off of a full board. You're essentially just working off of a 24 target board with all the hours you can ask for. You're throwing the kitchen sink at everybody and more. You'll never miss on being able to schedule a visit because of hours. You won't need to spread yourself thin, and you could stack 2 of the best recruiting classes back to back pretty quickly. And if you're like me, hit the coaching carousel with your value, discounted skills, your elite recruiter tree unlocked, and the doors are open. Now, I wanted to get y'all this information as quickly as I could, but the next step of experimentation needs to be whether this exact same strat can work later into the recruiting year. Say you're fighting for your life, you've worked into a top interest spot from a sketchy recruit. What's to stop us from spamming some scholarships with our extra hours down the line as well to see if we could do this board combing thing to try to just take our role rather than a roll, just find out whether it's going to be a yes or a no for that top interest spot. I mean, it could get a little bit nasty. Having said all of that, I need to tell y'all this honestly, and I don't know if it's just me, but I have heard it before. It seemed like the Dynasty mode that I found this on may have been coaching carousel bugged. I don't know if y'all are having this experience as well. I have only ever received 4 offers 2 times over. You get 4 offers, and then the next week you get another 4 offers. Usually there's a head coach in there somewhere. I didn't get any offers either week, and then when I simmed to the end of the second season, I also didn't get any coaching carousel offers. I don't know if that's a bug or if I'm on the old patch and it's a bad file or whatnot. I say all that to say, don't go crazy burning hours and hours and hours of your time if you wouldn't just have fun with kind of the process. If coaching carousel's not working like it's supposed to, I think this becomes a little less fun because then you're just stuck at either Georgia or UNC, and I don't really want to be playing there. Feels like the game on easy mode. But as far as speed running the specific goal of getting 2 top recruiting classes so that you unlock that tree with the added benefit of getting some bundled discounted skills at a lower cost than you would otherwise, if the coaching carousel works as it's supposed to, you get up out of Dodge from there. You won't be able to pick your team, but that might be part of the fun and part of the challenge. Hopefully this is some fun help for you. I've been Fend. Y'all been great. Catch you next video. Peace.